Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. So today is a new day. It is Wednesday. Yes, it is Wednesday, June 3rd. And today I am going to do a draft budget. Now I'm kind of a little late to the party doing this. I should have had it posted and done, before the 1st. But things have been kind of crazy a little bit. I've been focusing on my prayerful planner and videos and coming up with that I delayed doing my draft budget. So, but I did already do already did a draft budget, and I think that's why it slipped my mind to do this video, but I did not do my paper draft budget. I did my every dollar, what I put in my every dollar app to keep me accountable and in check for my budget. I like both pen and paper and electronic, and the electronic and pen and paper kind of keep me balanced. When I write it out, I remember it better. If I just put it all in electronically, I'm always questioning, did this go through? Did I add this up, or is this add up right? Did I put the right numbers in the right places? With pen and paper, I can lay it out and see it all. And I may be just old school that way, but this is how I truly like it, is pen and paper. But I love the app because it does the math for me. I am not somebody that can do math in their head very well, even though I have an associate's degree in accounting. Don't ask me to add, subtract, multiply, and divide in my head. So I don't enjoy it. Give me a calculator, I'm good to go. So here I am. These are my budgets. So my budget, I like the budget paycheck to paycheck, but I don't write it out like most people do. I use my monthly calendar, and I put when my husband gets paid, when our family gets paid, and my husband brings in all the income. And then I find out what bills fall in that first paycheck, and then I mark when he gets paid again and what bills fall under that paycheck, and then when he gets paid again and those bills. So we're one of the lucky few that every month we get checks that come on the first of the month. It's a military retirement and his VA disability, and then my son gets SSI and he pays us rent for that, out of that. So yeah, that's what we have here. And so I'm going to grab this piece of paper. I love these notebooks. I just do my mock budgets in here. I can pull the pages out, pop them out, and I'm good to go. And then I can pop them back in and save them for later. But this is my draft budget. As you can see, I've kind of written everything out. I just haven't put down the amounts. And I like putting a draft budget in here. It's not pretty. It's just pen and paper. Let's draw this out kind of thing. So that's what I have here, and that's what I'm going to work on today. And I'm going to show you why I lay these down to get me organized, and then I write the draft budget. Because without these laid down here, I wouldn't know how much pay per pay of what's going on. So here we go. This is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put this off to the side. As you can see, I've written it out, the layout for it. So I don't really need this anymore. I've already taken, and I know my balance forward from May, and that was actually a zero amount because I took every penny we had left over in May, and I just put it all to our school loan because we had an extra paycheck, and I really was desperate to pay down that school loan, especially now that my school loan is not accruing any new interest. It's at zero interest right now. When you do make a payment, you do pay interest on what was already kind of fixed into what's, they say you have to pay. But you're not accruing any new interest since March. If your school loans are in that forbearance? Where it's deferred or something like that. I don't remember. But where you don't have to pay it for a while and then you start paying again later. So mine doesn't start up until September 30th. That's the last day at zero interest. I'm trying to get as much paid off before then and get rid of that account It's my last major loan that I have, and I just want it to go away. Oh my goodness. So here we go. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this off to the side, and I am going to pull up my notes here and use this notebook. Here's my notes on the side, and I want to show you everything in here because there's some other information that I don't need the world to see. I do not put income or tithing amounts in here, just for respect for my husband, who has requested me not to because it's his income I'm using. Oops, I just turned my light off. There we go. And I don't want that to interfere with any future job opportunities and things like that. And I don't put what the pay is, and I don't put what the tithings are. So that's what these lines represent. My husband's military retirement pay, disability, rent, and then there's these are tithings to the retirement and the disability that we put into here, and then the rest of it it's just our regular expenses. So you can get a good idea of how to do a budget, even though I'm not giving you or disclosing all the information. You can kind of get an idea of just visually seeing what's going on. So I don't mind telling my mortgage. My mortgage includes our homeowner's insurance and property tax that goes into escrow. Hopefully they take enough out to pay for it, but we'll see. We've just done our first year with our house. I haven't got any mail yet, but our first loan payment that we made last year for buying this house was on June 1st. So I expect this month maybe something to pop up. I don't know. We will wait and see. So our mortgage, now we live in a high price area, $51.33. So yes, that's not fun. So my husband gets personal money, and he puts it on this prepaid Go card. HelloFresh is something we do that we enjoy doing, and it gets delivered to our door, and they have great meals, and sometimes it's almost as good as going out to eat. So I've enjoyed cooking those. Right now we're just going to do 0 for travel expense, savings, travel fund. I put it on here to remind me there's a potential for it, but really I have money in savings for my husband's travel expenses, and when he has to make us spend money for travel, he can just pull it right out of our checking, and I just transfer the funds right away. So he usually emails me or texts me and says, hey, I got to pull some money out. This is the amount. This is what I'm going to do. I'm like, okay. So that's what we do. So the next thing I have is our Amazon Music. And that is something my husband wanted, and I said, okay, are you sure? And he's like, yep. And he loves it. So I don't use it. I might see if the kids want to use it, but I don't know. They may not be interested. We'll see. $376.00. Okay, we have CBS All Access, Humana Health. That's my son's health insurance. That's why he pays us rent. Most of the money goes to his health insurance. And it's through TRICARE, which is our military retirement health insurance that our family has, and it allows my son to keep going to the same doctors that we've been going to for the whole time, and the treatment facilities that we've always been used to. So let's see, natural gas was $40.88. Some of this has already come out, but you still want to include it as you're going through. Geico was $103.53. Sling is $50. This is a little bit sloppy, I'm sorry. So here we're going into budgeted amounts for our household and groceries, restaurants, miscellaneous, and gasoline. So I will show you real quick over here before I write those amounts down. In my planner, and this is my planner, it's an Erin Condren Deluxe Monthly Planner. I think they just call it something new for 2020, 2021. They're getting ready to come out on Thursday, on the 4th. New releases of this planner. They're coming soon. I don't know. So if you're interested in one of these, check them out. They don't have them on the website as of today, the 3rd, but I think tomorrow, the 4th, they will be on the website. I do not plan to get one right away because I have the rest of the year. There's just no reason for me to get another one. I'm happy the way this one is. And I kind of want to see other videos and other YouTubers using the new monthly deluxe. Put you guys back straight here. There we go. And so once I see that, I might decide, hey, let's, then I'm like, hey, I might want one of these. So, but I want to finish this planner out for the entire year before I buy a new one. And that's just sound budgeting. You know, that's just being fiscally responsible and everything. Even though the new stuff looks so cool and exciting, I love the Daily Duo the Erin Condren company came out with and things like that. I have not bought anything. I did buy the seasonal summer surprise box, but that was it. So I have restrained myself from buying anything else. So as you can see with these pages here, I have put the mortgage, the Visa Go, HelloFresh, Helping Hands is there. I moved some of these around. I had them in order that I thought they were going to be in, and they came out on different days. So Helping Hands, Greater Europe Mission, I took this one off, Amazon Music, CBS All Access, Humana Health, Natural Gas, Geico, and Sling. So that's all here in the first 11 days. That's how I write this down. And then I wrote down the amounts. And then I go here. Now, I've been kind of toying with a couple ways of budgeting groceries and household, restaurant, miscellaneous, and gasoline. So in the past, this is what I've done. I've given myself a budget. I divide it by the number of days in the month. And this month, I increased our budget from $850 to $1,150. I know, a huge, ridiculous number, but I'm getting tired of being over budget every month in my groceries, and I want to start high and work my way low to find out what I'm really, really spending. Am I overspending? Which I panic shop, and I do believe I'm overspending. But at the same time, or am I spending more than usual just because I can't find what I want in the store I want, and it costs more in another store, and it's adding up? I don't know the difference. So I just went really high this month, and hopefully there's a lot left over, and then I can put it in savings, add it towards a snowball debt to my school loan, whatever. So I'm starting really high, and that's what I came up for the month. And what I do is I create stickers just for myself. I don't sell stickers or anything like that. I'm not that good. I cannot get my cutting machine to cut like all the others and make it look really, really good. But I'm hoping you can see really well. Date, amount, description, budgeted amount. And what I do is I take this number down here that I put on the sticky note here, the 222. And that's my starting budget for the first 11 days. And as you can see, I've already got a couple transactions. So I went to Food Lion, I spent $21.18. I went to Walmart and bought more stuff the next day and spent $81.98. And that's all I've spent since the 30th. I added those 2 days. It's not written on here, but I added 2 days to this 11 days. So it was actually 13 days. But the budget still should be fine if I add a couple days. So yeah, I run a transaction log for my budgeted categories. Now some people might like doing it per week. How much can I spend per week? Because the month of June is laid out almost in a 4-week pattern. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 with the exception of these 3 days. And you just got to make sure you shift enough to cover those, which is why I kind of like doing the daily amount versus a weekly amount. But people make it work. And some people, this makes more sense doing it by the week. So if I did it by 4 weeks, this week all the way up to Saturday would be $287.50. And each week would be that amount. And then you would have to stretch the 7, 8, 9, 10 days on that $287.50, or take from maybe your restaurant category or your miscellaneous or some other category. So there's many ways of budgeting. Budgeting is so personal. It's what makes sense to you in your brain and in your mind, and that works best for your family. My way is just one way that makes sense to me, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody do things the way I do, and that's okay. I will show you last month's grocery and household, and what I do is I do paycheck to paycheck, which is what this represents. First 11 days, and then the next 14 days, and then the last 5 days. That ends on the day before a payday comes, and then it begins on a payday. And this one begins on a payday. And that's how I get my budgeting numbers. So you can see I went over budget. I usually keep a buffer in my account, and that's where this money comes from when I go over budget. And then when my husband gets paid again, it gets replenished. And then if I'm over budget in the category, what I do is I subtract so I can add back to my buffer what I was over budgeted and then to the budgeted amount, and then start again. So I didn't do too bad. It was $103.17 over budget. My suspicion is this $950 is probably going to be my new budget number going forward after June. Because once I saw that, I thought, oh, well, maybe that would make more sense. So that might be what I do. But this was May's budget. So let's go back to June. So, oops, wrong page. There you go. So that's the groceries and household side right there. Groceries consist of food that you can eat, household products that are cleaning supplies. What else? I always stumble at this part. Cleaning supplies, paper products, toiletries, anything like that. That's what, if you can get it at a Walmart grocery market store, then that's what I use one receipt. And the purpose of that is so I don't have to split my receipts. The only time I split a receipt is if I'm at a bigger Walmart and I am getting clothes and shoes and electronics and toys or whatever. I mean, we don't do toys because my kids aren't little, but my youngest son does still like his Legos, so sometimes we get Legos or automotive or something like that. So as you can see here on the 30th, and I wanted to do this for demonstration purposes. So on the 31st, I did not want to cook, so ran to McDonald's around the corner, picked up dinner for everybody. So we have a transaction. Every time, I wrote it down a little sticky here what the total would be. So what I do is every time I have a transaction, I write it in here. I try to write it in the same day, or when I pull my app up on my phone for my bank, at the end of the day or the beginning of the next day, I will log what restaurant, household, grocery, and miscellaneous and gas I've spent, and keep track of it here so I can have a budgeted number that is accurate for that day and how much I have left till the next pay. So right now I have in my budgeted number $222.41 for my budgeted amount. I take the budgeted amount that I'm starting with for the first 11 days, I subtract a $15.59, and then this gives me the new budgeted amount. This is what I have available. This is what I have left. This is what I can spend until the 11th. That's all I have to spend. That's in theory. Now, I did last month take my budget here, and I'm going to move this out of the way and put this back in my notebook. As I was saying, in the month of May, I went down to zero. Every penny I had, I spent, and I put it on the school loan. And what I have left was zero to start with for my June draft budget. So no balance forward. I normally have a balance forward. I try to keep $1,000 to roll over every month in my checking account, but lately I've been overspending, and I think it's because I know the money is there and I just overspend it. So that's not good. And I'm trying to keep in control. I am proud of myself the first 2 days of June, and I'm gonna put some stickers in later. It's they say they're called no spend stickers. Something I got in a grab bag sticker shop from Sara Marie Stickers. Yeah, no spend. I did do 2 days of no spend. It really was an eye-opener and woke me up last month to see that, and I didn't like it. So I'm not going to put what budgeted I have left for the month for my grocery household, things. I'm going to put the starting balances here. And the reason I do that, it just gives me a whole understanding of what the budget, what I'm trying to accomplish in the budget for the month. So my beginning budget, as you saw in those sticky notes, for grocery and household was $422. Restaurants was, as you saw, $238. I'm down to $222 and some change now. The transaction log gives me an accurate number as far as day to day. This just gives me, okay, this is what my overview for my month looks like. 202, and this is a way to have a conversation with my husband on, okay, what do we want to spend? Is there something coming up? Do you have something you want or you need? Is it for the house? Is it for the car? Is it for this? Is it for that? And so that's what we have here. So I think all the numbers are the same. Let me double check here. Yes. So what the balance is, and at the end of this is a positive $174.31. That is what's left. So this is my paycheck to paycheck draft for the first 11 days of May. Now I'm going to go ahead and fill out the rest of these, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So here we go. I'm gonna adjust my camera here again. It's just sitting on a tripod. I can't really do too much with it. So there we go. So here's the budget. So I did not calculate everything. I'm gonna find my iPad here. I really need a small handy dandy calculator. I might grab my son's one day. I really should do that now that school's out and he doesn't have to go and do schoolwork anymore. So I got my app here with my calculator, and I'm just going to make a few calculations because I made some changes. I have a swimming pool that we put up, a plastic vinyl, whatever. We take it down for the winter and put it back up in the backyard, and the family fits in it, and it's awesome. Especially with this COVID-19 thing, and you have to social distance while swimming. I'm like, how is that possible? Does that make any sense? It's not going to be any fun. So we just put up our backyard swimming pool and filled it with water. And water is part of the city utilities at the end of the month. So I'm not going to get a bill in the month of June. I'm going to get it in July, but I always pay in the months I don't get a bill. Just because it makes it easier for me. My average is about $100 a month, and that includes water, sewer, trash, recycle, and yard waste. All 5 of those are either picked up or you see how many gallons of water I've used or whatever for the household, and that's what they charge. They total it all together. It's the city utilities, and that's what it is. I'm going to throw 200 instead of 100, and then I'm going to see what the bill is in July, and then just make it, pay it whatever we need. Last year when I did this, I paid $500. We had some extra cash, and we threw because we'd never filled a pool before. It was the first year doing it. And we had just bought the house. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to put $500 to city utilities because I'm not sure how much it's going to cost to fill this pool. And I didn't have to pay a bill until like November, I think. It was October, November time frame, and even then it was only like $15, and then December everything went back to normal. But yeah, I prepaid so much over the summer, I didn't have a bill for several months. It was kind of cool. I really liked that. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to total these up, and because I rolled over from this month, and I'm going to total this, and then I'm going to total this. And since I changed this since my previous budget, because I didn't know when I was going to fill the pool, I'll put these numbers down and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So I finished my draft budget. I did all the math, included the numbers that you can't see here, and what I have come up with and just realized, I don't know how much I'm going to put to a school loan payment yet. That's the only thing I haven't got listed in here, mainly because two things. One, I never know what out of budget I'm going to have. And it looks like for this first period, from first 11 days, the only overage I have is this $174.31 outside what I budgeted and what is planned for expenses. So like I'm getting a haircut this week, I've decided instead of taking it out of the budget, I'm taking it out of miscellaneous category, and we're just going to spend less on miscellaneous stuff if I can do it. If not, I might have to take it out of the budget, which will leave me around $100 left. So but I haven't decided yet, and that's the one beautiful thing about a budget. I mean, if you think about it, it allows you to clarify, can I afford what I want or need to get done? And where is it going to come out in the month? So in the beginning of the month, I don't have a lot of money left over. The middle of the month, I have a little bit left over, more left over than I did at the beginning, but still not that much. But towards the end of the month, if these balances carry over, it's this one, and then, because this one I put as my starting balance for my next pay. So that's what was left over. I balance forward here. My husband gets his salary. We tithe. We just don't mark it for public knowledge. And then all these bills are coming out. And these are what I budgeted out of what was here, this plus this. And then this is the balance left over. So what I'm seeing here is, okay, we still got to be tight with our budget and make sure we're not going over as long as this number doesn't change. And that's the key. If you can stay with within these parameters of your budget and don't go over your grocery, restaurant, household, and miscellaneous for that part of your budget, it will carry this number or something larger than this number. If you don't use all of this, this number would be bigger and you would have more room for this time period. So it's just getting used to the thought of, okay, I have these bills I have to pay. This is the income, and these are bills I have to pay during this time period. This is what I have left that I can use for these categories for our day-to-day expenses. I need to stay within that budget, and then I might have this money left over, and if I don't spend all of this, I can have more than that to spend, roll over for the next time period. And then my husband gets paid again, and then these are the bills that have to come out. You have to account for it. They're already spent. So even though your checking account may say $3,000, if these bills have not come out, most of that $3,000 is probably already spent. So you have to keep that in mind. And that's what a beauty of a budget does. It allows you to love and gift your family the knowledge that these bills are going to be paid, and you don't have to think about it. And it gives you the freedom, absolute freedom, to look at what's available and spend accordingly and keep you from drowning in debt. Now, we've been on a debt payoff journey for quite a while, most of our marriage, almost all of our marriage. We get in debt, we get out, we get in debt, get out. And the only thing left I have is this. And then I decided to add this past month, I'll pull my planner here, our leases on our cell phone. I normally don't include it, I just put a monthly Sprint bill, and it's outrageous. It's $322, and that's what I paid last month. So let me see if I can find, these are my sinking funds, and then there we go, my debt tracker. So I didn't include my Sprint phones before, but I am including them now. Oh, have mercy. we still owe $529 and 19 cents on our cell phones. I've paid mine and one of my sons off. My other son and my husband, we still haven't paid theirs off. One of these is a 1-year contract left, and the other one is a couple months left that we're coming up on the end of the lease part of it, and then he'll own it. So I'm hoping to pay this off this month. I'm hoping to make a large payment to the school loan. I leave Visa in here because sometimes I charge it and pay it off within the same month. I just track when I do that. Like here, last month I did $700. It kind of floated me until the next paycheck came, and then I paid it off. And I paid it off early enough, there was no interest paid, so I don't recommend credit cards. If you're irresponsible or if you struggle with them, I don't recommend them. But if you have them and you can keep them paid off every month and not pay interest, that's the way to go. So, but you have to be extremely disciplined to do that. I say that all the time. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, is hopefully pay this. And the reason I think I can do that, even though my budget really doesn't show a lot of wiggle room, my husband, what I have not included in here, my husband did travel for business for a few days, and there is some overtime that's coming. I never count the overtime in my budget. One, I don't know how to calculate it. It's weird. The way they do it's not weird how they do the math. I just can't do the math accurate enough and take the taxes out. I just wait till it shows up and then go, oh, yay, we have overtime money. But we will have overtime money for this part of the budget. I don't know if we're going to have it for the rest. Schedules have changed, and so I was hoping we would for this part of the month, but it doesn't look like we're going to. So, and that's fine. That's just the way things go. We're in a weird kind of climate and place in the world, and so that's the way that is. So I'm hoping to take some of that to pay off the phones, and then whatever's left I'm going to put towards the school loan. And I think at the end of the month, if I still have a balance that's high like this, I may I have two options. I'll either keep a buffer of $500 and whatever's left will go to the school loan, or I'll use all of it and it'll all go to the school loan. So I haven't figured it out yet. There's just so many things and so many options. My school loan, like I said, I don't owe anything right now because it's in whatever they call the forbearance or whatever, and so there's nothing that needs to be paid as far as a monthly bill, but it still has to be paid. You're not getting out of it. They don't stop or free up, let's forgive these loans. They don't, very little would they do that, extreme circumstances. So so this gives me a great snapshot of what my June draft budget is. It gives me a great snapshot of how to make my decisions. This is the best way to make decisions on your money every month, and you can look at it and go, I want to do this. Does it fit? Can I get it to fit? And I love that. And I love that this is something that you can tell and show your family and go, hey, this is how I'm loving you. You may not realize it or see it, and it may be a weird way or weird gesture of me loving you, but this is how I love you, and this is how I'm showing I love you, because I want to make sure we're taken care of and we have what we need, and go from there. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I made sense in this video. It was kind of all over the map here, but that's my budget draft for the month. I love this planner. I love looking at my budget because of the stickers and stuff like that and the creativity. So if you have any questions specific to what I've talked about, if I didn't make any sense or what wasn't clear, please put a comment in the comment section below. I would love to get some feedback on what you're thinking. Am I crazy? Whatever. So I am going to put my no spin stickers down. That's what got me excited today. And I'm trying to find my tweezers here. Here they are. I like using tweezers when I put down stickers, so because these stickers are really small. Now, these are Sara Marie stickers, and I love her shop. I don't think she makes these. I'm not sure if she's going to make them again. This was a oops bag that I got. I think she had cut it too close over here, and it just wasn't cut exactly right, but I don't care because they look really good. There's nothing wrong with any of these. So, and she's very particular and likes her product to be the best, so I love that. But I love Sara Marie stickers, and she's an awesome person, and family, you know, is so cute. But I had 2 no spends in a row, so I'm excited for my no spends, but I have to go shopping today. No spend for me is if I did not spend anything in my categories. I cannot control what days the bills come out. So even though money comes out and it's spent, it's planned money that's spent. This is flexible, and I can decide what I'm spending it on. I can overspend, I can underspend, I can spend all kinds of different ways. And so I'm just trying to rein myself in and get back in control of my spending again, because I have been stress spending and it's not good. So I hope you have an amazing and blessed day. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And like I said, if you have comments or anything, put a comment down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you guys. And have an amazing and blessed day. Thanks. Bye.